Konbanwa, Sumo fans. Good evening, and how are you doing? It is day one of the Sumo Boss Show down in Kyushu, southernmost island of Japan, the town of Fukuoka, and we got off to a good start today. Spoilers, all three Ozeki won today, so that's a bit unusual because Hoshoryu has often lost on day one. This whole year, in fact, except January. The last four Basho in a row, he has lost his opening day match. So we'll get there, but he didn't today. So well, let's go over who won and lost. I have a bit of a cold or nose thing happening, so if I violently sneeze or something, just know that we'll gaman suru. We'll get through it. I'm trying not to sneeze, so half of my brain is like, "Don't sneeze, don't sneeze," and the other half is like, "Let's talk about sumo." Anyway, uh, so who won, who lost, what we can expect on day two. Reminder that everything, let's just start sharing right away here and get right into it. Everything is over on Patreon now. So if you're just coming back to my channel here on YouTube, you haven't been around for a couple bus show or something, everything has moved over to Patreon as far as match coverage. So this is my Patreon page. Of course, there'll be a link down in the description, but it's basically go to Patreon, type in Sumo Jason, you'll find it. And I do these collections. So this is the first 5 days of this current basho, and there'll be 10 videos. They haven't even actually all gone public yet. Um, but because I can I space them out by like 5 minutes. So here is the ninth one. It just went public just now, as you see here. Hoshoru Oho had Onosato Hirada Umi and Kirishima Wakataka Kage. Ura Daisho on the channel today. Wakamoto Haru Abi. That was all the Sanyaku. Of course, Kotozakura, the final match of the day. That's the one that has yet to be posted yet. And then I had some other earlier matches. I wanted to get Shishi in there in his debut in the top division, and the return of Takeru Fuji, who a lot of you think is going to win the Yusho. And I put in a couple Jurio matches. This was a Hakuoho's match, preceded by the kind of announcement from the chairman message with all the top ranked wrestlers that come out at around 3:30, 3:45 on opening day. And the other guy from the Ukraine, Al Nishki. I gotta stop saying the Ukraine. It's just Ukraine. The other guy from Ukraine, Al Nishki, making his debut in Jurio. As you can see, wonky framing. I just sat down and getting everything ready to go, but I did get the match. So those are all up there. And if you want to join Patreon, it's just $1 and you get about 100 matches over the 15 days. And they've also I've been on Patreon long enough now that I can offer annual memberships. So if you want to pay $12 and just, not be billed $1 each month and have that be kind of tedious, you can pay for a whole year. And if you do that, they allow me to offer a 10% discount. So what is it? $10.80 for six basho. So pretty good. Okay. Let's see. The contest is something else that's happening right now. It's only going to be happening for the next day. The deadline to enter is tomorrow, Monday the 11th at 10 p.m. Japan time. I close this off to new entries. We've had 517 of you. I'll skip past those emails. And as you can see, a lot of people thinking Onosato. We actually took Teruno Fuji out. There's still four of you who have him picked. If you're one of those four people, go and change your thing and pick one of the other three Ozeki. The majority of people think Kirishima is going to do well. In this grouping, Wakataka Kage, this very diverse selection with the number one being Tobizaru. This one predominantly Takayasu. Who else has got Meisei is doing well, but who did I pick? I can't even remember. I'll have to look at my list. Okay. Here we've got Takeru Fuji, no big surprise there, being the dominant. Shishi, a lot of love for the rookie. And who do you think will get his Kachikoshi first is the tiebreaker. Okay. So go over there if you want to join in on that. We got 517 people. um, who have joined, and I usually get 6 or 700, so that'll be great. And if you're one of the top two people where your team does really well, you can win a prize. All right, and I'll take a moment here to thank one of our sponsors. This is BuySumoTickets.com. Jeff and his crew over there. They're already taking pre-orders for January, and tickets go on sale December 7th. So if you're interested in coming to Japan in January, or you live here and you want to go see the brand new, the first tournament of the new year in Tokyo, you need to get your order in by December 7th to make sure you're going to get the seat you want. This is the first time in a long time Sumo has sold out every seat every day, all 90 days in a calendar year. Usually the Fukuoka Basho doesn't sell out every day, but it did this time, and Sumo is kind of resurgent. People are really excited about Onosato here in Japan because he is Japanese, that he might be the next Yokozuna. And you have to remember, we've only had one Japanese-born Yokozuna, and that was Kiseno Sato for the past, I don't know, 22 years or something. And he wasn't a great Yokozuna. He was a great Ozeki, but he wasn't a great Yokozuna because he instantly got injured and had to sit out most of his Yokozuna career. And he only won one championship as a Yokozuna. And I think he only lasted like 8 basho and then he retired. So they really do want a good, solid Japanese-born Yokozuna, and Onosato is perhaps going to be that person. So this is where you go. Some people ask me, Jason, how can I get tickets? Or, I hear they're selling out. You can always email Jeff and say, hey, did anybody cancel? Do you have any tickets for November? I'm here in town. I want to go. And all he can do is email you back and say, nope, sorry, but hey, it's worth a shot, right? Okay, so let's jump into it. Here it is, the 10th, today, Sunday, it kicked off. It goes for 15 days. And let's start down in Jurio. Sorry, that'd be over here. Absent Rikshi, I think all of you know by now that it's Terunofuji, the Yokozuna not showing up for the third November tournament in a row. He hasn't fought in November since 2021, and in that basho, he actually went 15-0 and won a Zensho Yusho. But 2022, 2023, and now 2024, he's pulled out of the tournament entirely. So he often doesn't make it down to Fukuoka, and we were hoping he would this time, but it is not happening. Asanoyama having to pull out again, a name you might know, for his injury, and he's going to probably go much further down the Bonsuke before he can bounce back up. And okay, so let's jump in. Jurio. And Namatame making his debut, got a win today over Koto Eho. Koto Eiho. Koto E. I have to learn how to say that one. Let's see. I have this match on the channel. This is Ao from Ukraine taking on Fuji Seun. He got the win to go to 1-0 in his debut. Great for him. Then we go up. We had Shirokuma, who came down from Maegashira. He didn't get a winning record in the top division, comes back down to Jurio, fought Hakuoho today. Hakuoho got the win to go 1-0. Kimbozan fought Kageyaki in the final match of the day to get the win. And the other Jurio one man went up to the top division to fight because Terunofuji was absent, so they needed somebody to fill in that space. So if we go up to the top division, there he is, Kitsunowaka. He fought Bushozan and he got the win. And he'll go back down to Jurio tomorrow. We'll see that when we look at the day two matchups. Bushozan all the way down at the bottom of the Bonsuke at Maegashira 17, starting out with a loss. Takera Fuji getting the win over Asakoru. Both of these guys in the top division for the first time. Him not in the very first time. It's been a while. Him the very first time making his debut. Shishi Light as well making his debut at M16 against Toki Hayate, who has been in the top division once before, and he's making his return. Onokatsu got a win over Nishiki Fuji. Chiyoshoma beat Shonan Umi. Sadanoumi beat Ryuden. Hokuto Fuji beat Meisei. Tamawashi Ye beat Takada Fuji. Ichi Yamamoto beat Takayasu. Midori Fuji bested Gonoyama. Mitake, we have a lot of former Ozeki in the rank and file. Uh, going all the way, let me just pick them up here, going all the way back down. Takayasu's a former Ozeki, Mitakayumi's a former Ozeki, Kirishima's a former Ozeki, Shodai's a former Ozeki. So we got four former Ozeki fighting below Ozeki nowadays. Uh Endo beat Nishikigi, Takanosho beat Koto Shoho. Then Tomizaru got a win over Oshoma, making a lot of people happy since a lot of people have him on their contest team. Atami Fuji beat Shirano Umi. Then we get into the top Sanyaku matches, Wakamoto Haru beating Abi. There was a initial fight that got adjudicated. Uh, they couldn't decide on a winner, so they had a rematch. I was setting up my equipment and I missed the initial match. So if you saw it and it's great and I should seek it out, leave a comment. I'll go find it somewhere. But yeah, I was getting everything set back up, and as I turned everything on, it was like, oh, and now we're gonna have a Tony Naoshi. Now we're gonna have a rematch. So I was like, well, at least I have the rematch. Wakamoto Haru winning the rematch. Daisho, the Sekewake, beating Ura. Kirishima, the other Sekewake, though, losing to Wakataka Kage, who looks very strong. He's at Maegashira 2 this tournament. Hirata Umi, the Maegashira 1, losing to the champion Onosato. So much to say about Onosato. He has a chance to do something that hasn't happened since 2006 when Hakuho was a brand new Ozeki and won his debut tournament as an Ozeki. Hasn't happened since then. So what's that, 18 years? Onosato has a chance to do that. And of course, some people are thinking he'll be the next Yokozuna, like I was talking about earlier. That doesn't happen if he wins this tournament. Even though he won last tournament, that was at Sekewake. This one's at Ozeki. He has to win one more at Ozeki, and it would be the January tournament, of course, if he wants to get promoted to Yokozuna right away. Hoshoru did get the win over Oho to break that streak, so he now has a day one win after four Basho in a row without winning on day one. Maegashira won Oho, and the other Maegashira won, both losing. And then Kotozakura won, just to make it nice. Um, uh, what am I trying to say? All three Ozeki winning on day one. We haven't had that in a while, I think. He beat Komusubi Shodai, and it really looked like Shodai was going to win. And then Kotozakura had a nice move at the edge to get the victory. Okay. Okay. I've survived without sneezing at you. I'm going to take a break here. I've shortened the video down to just 2 minutes to talk to you about the Basho sponsored Path of Cha. So let's hear about that right now, and I'll be back in 2 minutes to talk about tomorrow's matches. Hey, everybody. Just wanted to take a minute to share my screen and tell you a little bit about Path of Cha, the sponsor for the November Basho here on the channel. They are offering high quality single origin craft loose tea that are perfect for all your Asian brewing styles, Japanese styles like Sencha-do or Chan no Yu, Chinese styles, Western brewing as well, of course. And they have lots of beautiful and authentic teaware like teapots and kettles as well. If you're just learning or if you're an experienced tea maker, they have something for you. All their teas, for the most part, are sourced directly from the farmers, and that means their teas taste layered and complex. They're full of amino acids, antioxidants. They have aroma, body. They have a nice long finish. They have a nice live force, kind of a chi that you can feel that makes you feel balanced and genki, as we say in Japanese, promoting well-being. All their packaging, if you order anything, contains step-by-step brewing instructions. The website, as I said, tons of educational information about tea and tea culture. And so I encourage you to go and check it out. If you use the link down in the description box, you help the channel out. There's lots of discounts if you're a first-time user, if you sign up for their newsletter, and you can get free shipping if you order a certain amount. So I would love it if you could go and help the channel out, check out and tell me, send me feedback. What did you think of the tea you ordered? And if you do order something, you'll be entered into the giveaway of 100 grams of one of their best teas. And that's a $38 value. And I'll be sending that to one of you if you order something before the end of November. Okay, thanks for listening. Okay, welcome back. And let's share screen again here and look at who's going against who on day two. Let's start down in Jurio. Uh, so Aonishiki has Daisei-Izan. Who else we got? Shirokuma has Tamashoho. Hakuoho has Kaio. And Kitanowaka back down in Jurio has Kageyaki. So my guess is the other Jurio one, I can't remember who it is, will be fighting in the top division tomorrow. And they had to bring somebody up from Makushita, and it was Kiryuko to fight Nabatame. So that is the Jurio slate for day two. Let's look at the Makuuchi slate. Yes, there he is. Kimbozan, Jurio 1, taking on Asakoryu. Shishi has Bushozan. Tokihayate Takera Fuji. I mean, who is going to beat Takeda Fuji down here at, this level? I mean, Hokuto Fuji, Ryuden, they could give him a run for his money, but yeah, he is going to definitely, be making a meal out of a lot of these early matches against these low-ranked Maegashira. And then they'll eventually, around day eight, day nine, especially if he goes all the way to day eight without a loss, they'll start having him fight upper-ranked guys or even guys, and like the Komusubi and the Sekewake. But for now, he'll just enjoy making a meal out of most of these guys down here. But Hokuto Fuji Ryuden, fun matchup there. Meisei Sato Naomi, Ichi Yamamoto versus Tamawashi, Takara Fuji versus Takayasu. Wow, that's a battle of veterans. That head-to-head must be something. Midori Fuji Roga, Gonoyama versus Mitakeyumi, Taka no Sho versus Endo, Nishikigi versus Koto Shoho, Shirano Umi Tobizaru, Oshomo versus Atami Fuji. Shodai bounces back from a day one loss, trying to get a win over Abi, who also lost on day one. Kirishima takes on Ura. Wakataka Kage Daisho. Then the three Ozeki will rotate for who gets to be in the Musubi no Ichiban, the final match of the day, because there's no Yokozuna. So Kotozakura got the privilege on day one, and then it's Hoshoru's turn, and then Onosato's turn, and that's how it'll rotate through the rest of the 15 days. So they'll each get to be in it 5 times. Kotozakura is first up on day two versus Hirata Umi. Oho versus Onosato. So he has Hoshoru on day one and Onosato on day two. That's tough, man. And then Wakamoto Haru, the Komusubi against Hoshoru in the final match of the day tomorrow on day two. I wanted to take one quick look and just see where Enho was. So we go over to Isegahama Stable and all these top ranked guys, and then Hakuoho's their only Jurio man. And then we go down here is Enho, fourth tier division, and he fights tomorrow. So we'll see, kind of keep an eye on him and see how he's doing. Okay. So, anything else I need to show you? I think I showed you everything there. Okay, let me stop sharing. So, yeah, if you want to join the contest, links down in there. If you're kind of coming back to Sumo and you want to get in on the Patreon page, head over there. Had a bunch of people sign up since the welcome video, which is great. Um, all the coverage over there. And, I'm back at school during the week. It's Monday tomorrow. So, somewhat more limited. I probably won't have 10 videos tomorrow, but I'll probably have 5 or 6, and I'll try to come home in time to do some of it live. And Wednesday, if you're watching, I have to stay at work to do parent teacher meetings, so I won't see any sumo. I'll be at school until like 6:30 p.m. and that day I'll probably do highlights Thursday morning, which some of you like, right? You get to see everybody in the quick succession. I put up 3 videos, about 8 minutes each, and that's another way I can bring you the action. Okay. And a reminder, of course, that on day 14, I'll be there live in Fukuoka, watching the action with Spencer. So that might affect day 13, the 22nd as well, but I'll let you know as we get closer. But I'll definitely be back here for day 15 for wrapping up everything on the 24th. My bullet train leaves Fukuoka at like 11 a.m. So no problem getting back in time for sumo on day 15. Okay. Hopefully this isn't a big thing and I can take some medicine and feel better tomorrow. But I'll keep you informed, and thanks for watching. Okay, see you soon. Peace.